So whether we can chant on Tulsi Mala or not. If we cannot chant on Tulsi Mala, then how can we wear Tulasi Kanthi Mala? Right? Okay. It's like this. Generally, when someone is new to Krishna consciousness, we don't expect them to follow too many rules and regulations. You have to understand that our process of Krishna consciousness is unique. When we look at other processes, we are talking of processes for spiritual advancement. The different processes of spiritual advancement are Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. When we speak of Karma Yoga, if somebody has to follow the path of Karma Yoga, what constitutes Karma Yoga? According to the Varna and Ashrama system, you are classified according to your inclinations, your likes, your dislikes, based on which mode you are primarily governed by, whether you are governed by Satoguna, Rajoguna, a combination of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, or you are governed by Tamoguna, primarily, predominantly. Based on that, you are classified into one of the four Varnas, and based on your development of renunciation, Vairagya, you are classified into one of the four ashramas. Four ashramas are four spiritual orders: Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. And the four social orders, the Varnas, based on one's inclinations, one's likes, one's dislikes, and what kind of mode of the material nature one is governed by, one is classified into one of the Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. I'm not talking about the by birth caste system. That's a vitiated, perverted form of the actual Varnashrama system. We are talking of the original Varnashrama system. Now, in the Varnashrama system, once you are slotted into a particular Varna and Ashrama, there are a list of duties that you have to perform according to the Varna and Ashrama you belong to. Now, this Vedic system, the Varnashrama Dharma, the Sanatana Dharma, is based on a different concept of life compared to the concept of life that is there in the modern day age. In the modern day age, the concept of life is everybody has certain rights. Right to freedom of speech, right to religion, right to life, right to food, blah, 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 all rights. The Vedic Varnashrama system, Sanatana Dharma, is based on a life of duties. Dharma, duty. Dharma means not religion, duties. You have duties to perform. Forget about religion. You may be Christian, Muslim, Hindu, whatever it is. The moment you are born, you are indebted. You have duties to perform towards your parents because they have given you a body, they have given birth to you. And at the moment you are born, you are inhaling air, you are living on water, you are living on sunlight, moonlight. Without these things, you cannot survive. Life cannot sustain. And these things are governed by the devatas, demigods. So you are indebted to them. You have certain duties to perform towards them. And when you are executing your various activities, there are so many other living entities whose help we may take. It may be relatives, it may be friends, it may be other citizens. If all the citizens in the country are law-abiding, your life will be very smooth. Suppose in your country, nobody follows the law. Everybody is a thief and a dacoit. Will you be able to live peacefully? If you are able to live peacefully, that's because all your neighbors are law-abiding. you have a duty to perform towards them also. And you will be having one dog to protect the house. You will be drinking cow's milk. You will be using a bull to till the land. You are taking service from all of them. It's not your right to take service from them, to use them in whatever way you want. They are rendering you service, so you are obliged to them. You are indebted to them. You have duties towards them. Duties towards bhutas means other living entities. Duties towards atitis, people who are guests in your house. Uninvited guests turn up, you have duty towards them. You have duty towards Pitrurana, you have duties towards your ancestors, to your forefathers, to your parents. You have duties towards your teacher who gives you knowledge, because of which you benefit in many ways. Like this, we are benefiting from many people, so we have duties to perform. We are indebted to various things, various personalities in the universe. This is the concept on which the Vedic Varnashrama Dharma, Sanatana Dharma is built upon. Today's world, nobody thinks of duty. Nobody thinks of gratitude. If I'm getting knowledge, I'm paying fee. No. You have to teach me. You're not teaching me. Do a dharna, remove him. I want somebody else as the principal. I want somebody else as the teacher. He's a useless fellow. Parents, you after 15, 16, 18 years, leave the house and move. It's my life. I'll live it the way I want. Who are you to tell me? Why should I listen to you? Right? And devatas, who is God, who is devata, these things don't exist at all. So you see, and whatever the way I want to live, it is my right. So today's civilization is built upon the foundation of right. The Sanatana Dharma, Varnashrama Dharma was built on the foundation of duties, obligations, indebtedness. You are indebted for every benefit you receive. So therefore, according to your Varna and Ashrama, you have duties to perform. Everything is, very clearly delineated in the Vedic scriptures. If you are so-and-so Varna, so-and-so Ashrama, you have so-and-so duties towards the parents, you have so-and-so duties towards the devatas, you have so-and-so duties towards the other living entities, and like this, innumerable duties are there. You perform those duties, then you are performing karma yoga. When you perform those duties without the desire to enjoy the results of those activities, performing those duties, that constitutes karma yoga. If you have desire to enjoy the result of performing the duties in Varnashrama Dharma, then you are performing karma. It's not karma yoga. Karma yoga means you have to give up the desire for the result. So therefore, if you have to perform karma yoga, then you have to be part of the Varnashrama Dharma. If you are born in some other Dharma, you are born as a Muslim, Christian, whatever, you cannot perform karma yoga unless you become part of the Varnashrama Dharma. You may be born in some particular religion, but later on you give that up and you take up Varnashrama Dharma, then you can perform karma yoga. Otherwise you cannot. But in Kali Yuga, that whole Varnashrama Dharma itself has collapsed. Who is the real Brahmana? Who is the real Kshatriya? Who is the real Vaishya? Who is the real Sudra? Nobody. These are all in name by birth. Somebody is given a designation. You are this, you are this, you are this. But activities you will see will all be completely different. So, in Kali Yuga to perform karma yoga is anyway impossible. But the essence of what I am saying is to perform karma yoga, you have to have a qualification. You have to be part of the Varnashrama Dharma. Then only you can perform karma yoga. Otherwise, there is no karma yoga. So, to perform karma yoga, you have to have a qualification. Higher than karma yoga is jnana yoga. Now, for jnana yoga, if you want to follow the path of jnana yoga, first step they tell is you have to take sannyas. If you are a sannyasi, you can follow jnana yoga. And you have to be a sannyasi, and over and above that, you have to be a highly learned Sanskrit scholar to be able to study the Upanishads, Vedanta Sutras, Vedas, etc. So to become a Jnana Yogi also you need qualifications. What are the qualifications? You have to be a sannyasi and you should be a Vedic scholar of Sanskrit. If you don't know these things, you cannot be a Jnana Yogi. Higher than Jnana Yogi is an Ashtanga Yogi. Now Ashtanga Yogi, if you have to become an Ashtanga Yogi, first thing is you have to practice Brahmacharya. Very strict Brahmacharya. Second thing is, you cannot live in the city and practice Ashtanga Yoga. You have to go to the forest. You have to be all alone. And like this, you have to practice Ashtanga Yoga. So unless you fulfill these qualifications in Ashtanga Yoga, you cannot follow Ashtanga Yoga. So to be an Ashtanga Yogi also, you need qualification. Now the highest of all yoga system is Bhakti Yoga. Now to follow Bhakti Yoga, what is the qualification required? Qualification is you have to be the most fallen person. You have to be the most unqualified person is the most qualified person to perform Bhakti Yoga. So in Bhakti Yoga, there is no qualification needed. Whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are a man, you are a woman, you are a child, you are an old person, you are a grihastha, you are a brahmachari, you are a sannyasi, you are in the city, you are in the village, you are in the... No consideration. You are Varna and Ashrama dharma, you are a follower of Christian dharma, you are an atheist, theist, whatever you are. Anybody, if they are willing to follow the Bhakti Yoga, that's all that is required. The willingness to follow Bhakti Yoga is the only thing that is required to become a Bhakti Yogi. Now, in Bhakti Yoga, what happens is the process of Bhakti Yoga. How does it start? Process of Bhakti Yoga is Sri Krishna Namadi Nabhaved Grahyam Indriyahi Sevonmukhehi Spuratyadaha Sevonmukhehi Jihvado Spuratyadaha. The process of the Bhakti Yoga begins with chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Now it is not that Bhakti Yoga, to begin Bhakti Yoga, I don't need any qualification. So whole life I will remain without qualification and continue practicing Bhakti Yoga. That's not the point. To begin Bhakti Yoga, you don't need a qualification. But as you go on practicing Bhakti Yoga, the practice of Bhakti Yoga will bestow the qualifications upon you. The process will qualify you. In Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, what happens? You have to be qualified to begin practicing that yoga. In Bhakti Yoga, you don't need qualification. You follow Bhakti Yoga, you will become qualified. That's the uniqueness of Bhakti Yoga. And that is how you will see, when we come to Krishna consciousness, nobody asks us, which religion do you belong to? Do you follow the regulative principles? Are you doing any sinful activity? Are you following brahmacharya? Are you a sannyasi? Are you ready to give up everything and go to the forest? Are you learned in Sanskrit? Have you studied all the Upanishads? We don't ask anything. Anybody comes, हाथ में माला पकड़ा दिया, chant करो, हो गया. There's no qualification. नाम नाम अकारी बहुधा निज सर्व शक्तिस तत्रार्पिता नियमित स्मरणे न कालः. न नियमा न काला, no time, no place, no rule, no regulation, no qualification required. This is the uniqueness of Bhakti Yoga. So when a person comes to Krishna consciousness, when he begins chanting Hare Krishna, actually he is not qualified to chant Hare Krishna. He is not qualified to practice any yoga system because he will be doing so many sinful activities. Meat eating, illicit sex, intoxication, gambling. So many things will be there in our life. Knowingly, unknowingly, we will be doing it. So where is the question of telling first you become qualified, then you come? Then we have to drive away everyone. Nobody will be qualified. So we don't see any qualification. We tell them chant. So when we tell them to chant, we give them a neem bead. We don't give them tulsi mala because they are not qualified to chant at all. They are not even qualified to touch tulsi mala. So we give them a neem mala and tell them you start chanting on this to avoid offenses. So person starts chanting. What happens for a few weeks, for a few months, he starts chanting. What will happen? He will say, I want to give up coffee, tea. Then after that, slowly he'll come to 8 rounds. He will say, onion and garlic, chhod diya. Taste will go away. Nobody will tell you. Automatically you will give up. And by the time you come to 16 rounds, all 4 regulative principles, it will be very clear. We have to follow everything. So So you see, simply by chanting Hare Krishna, you became qualified to chant Hare Krishna. And so, when we begin, we tell them, we chant with a neem mala. And then when a person is following the four regulative principles, we tell, okay, you can put a Kanthi mala also. And then when the person gets Diksha, at the time of Diksha, anyway, you'll get a Tulsi mala. So we don't insist on a devotee to chant on the Tulsi mala until he takes Diksha. So this is how a devotee progresses in Bhakti Yoga, in spiritual life. Accordingly, you can improve the standard of your chanting. You can improve the standard of your devotional service. It's not necessary that from day one you have to follow all the principles. You have to follow Ekadashi fasting. You have to follow Janmashtami fasting. You have to follow four regulative principles from day one. From day one you have to chant 16 rounds. Not required. You slowly start chanting. All other things will follow. So, in Krishna consciousness, we don't have to be worried. So, if suppose whole life I chant only on Neemala, will I not go back to Godhead? I can still go back to Godhead because the principle is to chant Hare Krishna. If you are able to chant on a Neem Mala, on a Tulsi Mala, following all the four regulative principles and avoiding all the offenses, that is best. But due to some reason you are not able to keep a Tulsi Mala, you are only having a Neem Mala, doesn't matter. Principle is to chant Hare Krishna. Follow the regulative principles. Chant the number of rounds given by the Guru, by the Acharya. This is what is important. Okay. So, it's not a very crucial thing, but it is helpful. One of the principles in devotional life is Anukulyasya Sankalpaha Pratikulyasya Varjana. We accept everything that is favorable for devotional service. We reject everything unfavorable to devotional service. To chant on the, if you have to chant Hare Krishna, you can chant on your finger also. But if you chant on beads, you will be able to maintain a proper count. And if you are able to chant on Tulsi Mala, even better, because you are constantly in touch with Tulsi. So, we accept these things as a matter of what is more favorable for my executing Krishna consciousness. But it doesn't mean that if I am not able to use a Tulsi Mala, I'm missing something, I'm going to get degraded, nothing like that. It will help you improve faster, it will help you improve your devotional life faster, it will help you chant better, it will help you improve your consciousness if you have a Neem Mala. I mean, if you have a Tulsi Mala. So, we accept Tulsi Mala. It's like that. You understand? So, we have to see everything from the perspective of the spirit of Krishna consciousness. So, for all these various kinds of things, we don't insist anyone, you follow this only. No. Like Kanthi Mala also, nobody would have insisted, hey, you have to wear Kanthi Mala, otherwise you are going to go to hell. We don't say that. You start practicing gradually, one day you feel like, yes, I want Tulsi around my neck. I'm a devotee, I'm a Vaishnava. I want to be and Vaishnava means he has to have Tulsi. Because Tulsi is always at the lotus feet of Krishna. So I want to carry it around my neck. You feel for it. And so that you start wearing it. It's like that. You understand? Similarly, chanting on Tulsi beads also. Time will come. When you take Diksha, at that time you will get a Tulsi Mala. You chant on that. Until then you chant on Neem Mala. So you are not losing anything. Understood?